Hello, and welcome to another Polycarbon Games tutorial. In this video, we are going to code button animations to spice up your user interface. We are going to animate buttons and objects so when you hover your mouse over the object, they will pop out a little. I made a mock-up scene with a bunch of extra buttons and cubes that grow a little when the mouse hovers over the object. This helps users, in 3D environments, notice when objects are interactable. It also makes the UI more interactive and interesting. Okay, in the code editor now. Feel free to follow along or click on the link below where there are instructions on how to download this source code along with a few other Easter eggs. Final scale defines the size we want the button in relation to its original size. In this case, the default will be 1.2 times wider, 1.1 times taller, etc. The animation curve variable allows the designer to fine-tune the button animation. So, we simply want to animate the button to grow to the size ratio as programmed by the final scale variable. We simply grab the initial and final scale variables on start. We define the coroutine to grow the transform into its final size using a while loop. Since we are using time as the measure, the actual size of the object might not achieve the programmable size, so we set it here to make sure it's set exactly to its intended size. The somewhat tricky part in calling the coroutine from a public method is that you need to stop the process beforehand. This is accomplished by defining the coroutine variable to hold the address of it, so we can easily stop it before we start another process. Here I'm adding on mouse enter and on mouse exit for 3D interfaces. Let's create a quick demo for the code we just created. Add a few 3D objects. Add the component. Make sure we select a proper animation curve. I like to edit the time to be 1/10 of a second. Okay, now press play and there you go. For UI buttons, we need to add the event trigger modifier in order to capture the pointer enter event. Okay, so now let's apply this to UI buttons. Let's create a button. Add the grow on hover component. Now, we need to add the event trigger component. Create a pointer enter event and add the grow method. Create a pointer exit event and add the grow method. Let's give it a try. This method of animating buttons is much more simple than using the animation toolkit. I hope you learned something simple and powerful today. Feel free to download the code and other project files from the instructions in the links below.